5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from San Francisco. Broadcasting around the world. You're listening to the Armon Wiggins Radio Show.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we are live back with another video. Listen, let me make sure everything is sounding good. You know, today is like my official Monday, so I got to make sure we're doing good. What's going on, everybody? Hey, everybody in the chat. If I'm good, give me some bells and bombs. Just want to make sure we're good. If I'm good, give me some bells and bombs. All right, perfect. We good. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday today, and I hope everybody is doing great. All right. Well, we got to get into some things though. So if you're a returning subscriber, then you know how this thing goes, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello.
Hello, motherfucker.
All right. Oh, it's hot in here. Let me turn this fan on. Hopefully, it don't really drive y'all crazy. So we got to talk about Wendy Williams and Summer Walker. They have been making some controversial statements lately, and some people have been really, really offended, and others are saying, why are you offended? Like, people are way too sensitive. So I decided that we should have that conversation. Are people way too sensitive, or are people way too insensitive? I would like to know what you guys think. The call-in lines will be open for us to discuss. All right. So let's get into the first order of business. Summer Walker. All right, let me pull her up. All right, so over the weekend, she I guess she was out of town. She was in the airport. She was traveling, doing some stuff, and she lost her laptop, or someone may have stolen her laptop. So she took to her Instagram story, and this is what she said. Whoever stole my laptop off that LA flight last night can suck a fat, stinking, uncircumcised, HIV-infested. Wow, that was pretty heavy. A big, fat, stinking, uncircumcised, HIV-infested. A lot of people didn't like that. Okay, after she said that, the people had went off. Okay, now there was a lot of people saying she was mad. Get over it. And then, of course, they bring Cardi B into the mix, although Cardi B has nothing to do with this. I'm sure she's going to come up when the call lines get open. However, a lot of people were saying, listen, this is Summer Walker. She was upset. Why do you guys care? You guys are way too insensitive. I mean, you guys are way too sensitive. Get over it. She said what she said. It is what it is. And then others were saying, Summer Walker is canceled. We are canceling Summer Walker. We're done. So I guess Summer Walker had gotten news that she was canceled. And so this is what she responded with. I don't care if I'm canceled. I have offended someone every day. WTF. What the F is new? Meaning she does not care. So screw you and anything you have to say about her being canceled, because she don't care. She does not care at all. I'm just presenting to you guys, and I will let you know I will give you my opinion on it at the end. So that's what she said. She really doesn't care. Okay? Now we have Wendy Williams, which she just made some, offensive remarks last week about gay men wearing skirts and dresses, and they can never have menstruals, and they will never be a woman, and they can never do what a woman does. And she's offended by a man that thinks that he can replace a woman. And then she came back with a half-ass apology. And then here she double backs on her show today and talks about Drew Carey's ex-fiance who was pushed down 3 flights of stairs to her death. Okay. And she kind of made a joke about it because he was the host of The Price. Her ex-fiance was the host. Her ex-fiance was the host of The Price is Right. And so, it's to come on down. You come down the stairs for The Price is Right. Well, she kind of alluded to, the woman coming on down the stairs, but knocking her head to glory. Take a look at what at this
story. So she was killed not by Drew, but by the ex. Come on down. Why?
Wendy, you know that was not funny, girl. You can't laugh at that. You could not laugh at that. And the crowd didn't even know how to how to take that. Come on down. Girl, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Let's do that one more time.
Story.
She had tried that.
So she was killed not by Drew, but by the ex. Come on down. Why?
She couldn't help it. She could not help it.
Stupid.
You could not help it. All right, so let me tell you what I think about all of this. When it comes down, okay, so here's what I think. When it comes to these situations, are people too sensitive? Are people insensitive? Let's take Summer Walker in the instance. I understand she could have been upset. However, I do think that she should have apologized because she has a lot of fans that probably are HIV positive. So to double down and make it as though you don't even care about the fans that you've hurt, even if you didn't intentionally mean to hurt them, that's where the problem lies. Because a lot of your fans, you probably have a lot of fans that are infected with HIV. A lot of people who actually deal with their illness in coping with it to your music. Okay. And so I feel as though we got to be a little bit more cognizant of those type of things. Yes, as a public figure, you feel like I didn't sign up for this. I don't really care. I said what I said. I was upset. However, certain words that you can say, they do affect people. And to say you hope someone gets infected by an uncircumcised HIV infected penis, it doesn't make anybody feel good. And when you got the backlash, all she could have said is she loves her fans, and she realized a lot of her fans probably do have HIV, and it probably triggered them and it hurt them. And she could have still felt the way that she felt, but she should have just let her fans know that, it wasn't anything intentionally to hurt them. It was more so just a nasty combination of words to describe the way she was feeling at the time. That would have been a better way to say it. And as far as Wendy Williams, well, Wendy, you were dead wrong for this. I don't think that Wendy Williams should have definitely said this because it's way too soon. The woman just passed away over the weekend. And quite frankly, I feel like it's unfair for people to say that a lot of us are being overly sensitive to this particular issue. While people are a little bit sensitive, the sensitivity level is at an all-time high. I do feel like a lot of people are insensitive to things that don't pertain to them. So as far as the HIV comment, a lot of people felt like it wasn't a big deal because of a large majority of straight people, they don't identify with HIV or the stigma of HIV, which they should, because HIV is growing at a much faster rate in the straight community right now. However, a lot of straight people don't identify with HIV. So they probably weren't triggered by that. But there's probably a lot of gay men that were triggered by that HIV statement by Summer Walker. And you've seen a lot of straight people saying, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Well, that's because it doesn't trigger you because you probably don't deal with HIV on a consistent basis or an everyday basis, or someone close to you you don't see HIV every day in your straight life. Whereas a gay person it may trigger them differently because they either have a friend with HIV or they have HIV themselves, or they see HIV more frequently than you do, so it may have triggered them differently. So it's not really fair to say someone is being overly sensitive when it doesn't pertain to you. Because had she said, what if, I rather the person, if it was a woman or something, I'd rather have her two breasts fall off with breast cancer. Then somebody probably would have felt away. Because in the straight community, we've all dealt with whether it's our mom, our grandmother, ourselves, or somebody, we've been affected by that. And so it's really not fair to say, you can't feel, you're too sensitive. However, I do understand we can't take offense to every little thing. But I think the problem with the Summer Walker thing is she doubled down on it and was like, I really don't care. Now, when it comes to the Wendy Williams situation, I don't think that people are being sensitive enough to this, because this is a person who has lost their life. They were pushed down a flight of stairs and she made a joke about it. Now, I say this to say, a lot of us probably don't care. Why? Because we look at this as a rich white lady with that was privileged. And it really doesn't affect us one way or another, because we're not going to get any of her money. And a lot of us didn't know who she was until this morning. I'll be the first one to tell you I didn't know. However, could you imagine the Monday after Kobe Bryant's death, Wendy Williams gets up there and says, well, Kobe Bryant went down, down, down. Went up in the air and came and never came back. Went home to go cheat on his wife. Went up in the air and went to go cheat on his wife and then never came back, or said something stupid like that. What if she made a joke about Kobe Bryant's death? Or what if she would have said, well, you know what? He kind of was asking for it because you got this helicopter without all without having the protective equipment on it to make sure that you're 100% safe. So when things go faulty and then the damn shit, everything goes wrong, you crash out and you die, whose fault is that when you didn't have the right stuff on the helicopter? You didn't have the right equipment on the helicopter. So now imagine if somebody would have got on their platform and said that during the wake of Kobe Bryant's death. The world would have went crazy. You guys just canceled Gayle King last week for asking a question about the allegations. So I think what happens is when people feel like it directly affects them, they're a little bit more sensitive. But when it doesn't really affect them and they really can care less about it, then that's when they try to tell you that you're being too sensitive. And I don't think that it's fair for any of us to tell each other when to be sensitive and when not to be sensitive, because things affect each and every one of us differently. So there's a little bit of a gray area there when it comes to sensitivity levels. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. And I don't think that I think that everybody is due respect in every area, I feel like how can you guys say that leave Wendy Williams alone or leave Summer Walker alone, and you guys went on a whole canceling of Evelyn Lozado for just using a monkey emoji? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. Like, you'd be mad at somebody for alluding to a person that really do look like a monkey, but then it's like, oh, they said that they wish AIDS on somebody. It's like, no, you're being too sensitive. She was just joking. Well, she could have just been joking about calling that hoe a monkey, but really the hoe looked like a monkey. Or how are we saying, I just don't, so to me, I feel like different stroke for different folks. However, we can't do that. Will it change? Absolutely not. Wendy Williams was dead wrong. Summer Walker was dead wrong for doubling down. Wendy Williams definitely needs to address this, and she definitely needs to be held accountable, because this could have been any one of our family members. Could you imagine one of your family members being, murdered, and somebody making a joke about murdered on Saturday, and somebody making a joke about it on Sunday, on Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it is, right after? They're not even funeral. Nobody, we're not even, hasn't even been a week, and there's jokes being made. Could you imagine how you would feel? You'd be pissed. People would be freaking pissed. She would be pissed. She would be pissed. So I think that she was wrong for that. She definitely owes those people an apology. And yeah, she was there wrong. I understand being a shock jock, but the thing is this, Wendy, your show's got renewed for 2 years. So I don't think that she's doing this to make the ratings go up for the show, because I think that was just very tasteless. So we're going to open up the lines. I would like to know what you guys think. Do you think that people are too sensitive, or do you think that people are too insensitive? Let's take some mother freaking phone calls. All right. The number is 563-999-3658. Let's take some calls. All right. 937-1570. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
So let's just start with this. I didn't even know what Summer Walker said until I'm at work and I seen your live. I said, "Oh shit, let me go in the conference room so I can listen to this."
Okay.
So I didn't even know what she said. But I do agree with your comment, as some people don't identify with the stigma of HIV being with straight people, but I'm just here to let you know that disease has no gender, no race, no color, no sexuality. Anybody can get it, just like anybody can get cancer, leukemia, all of these things. Nobody is cut off from getting these diseases. That's the point. I really don't particularly care what Summer Walker thinks, because I am gay. I don't really care what Summer Walker thinks. She's not one of the people that I check for. So she could have said whatever, and I wouldn't have never known if somebody like you wouldn't have brought it up. Don't care. As far as the Wendy Williams comment about like the heels and stuff, first of all, her comment this morning about that woman, like you said, tasteless. That's really all you can say about that. And I feel like people give Wendy a pass because she's been around for so long. So they kind of just, that's how Wendy Williams is. But let's take a situation where Don Imus, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but when Don Imus, who had been on CBS News or MSN News for a very long time doing sports commentary, and he called the black girls on the team nappy-headed hoes. He said, "Oh, them are some hoes, them are some nappy-headed hoes." Now, what if somebody would have said, "Oh, but that's just Don Imus," and he wouldn't have got fired from his job? Could you imagine the outrage?
Yes, it would be a whole lot.
Like people have selective outrage. So y'all give certain people a pass because you like them, when really everybody should be held accountable for their words and how they express themselves, especially if they're in the public eye. Now I want to speak about the whole wig or the whole heels and skirt thing. So I'm one of the guys who wear heels and skirts, and I look damn good in them.
Okay.
So I'm also one of the guys that will put damn good, okay? And I'm actually one of the people that will put my hands on people too. Okay. I don't take any form of disrespect. Period.
Okay.
And I know when somebody's trying to be fucking funny.
Okay. Hey.
Language. I know when somebody's trying to be funny and patronize me. I know when somebody is trying to really give me my tens, and I know when somebody is just being shady. I've been in this game for a very long time. I'm no dummy. For her to say that, it really, I don't know what her problem was with that, but it's like, you shouldn't care what somebody else is wearing at any point. Because that's like me walking up to a young lady and I asked her as a male, "Well, what you got a fade for?" That's a boy's haircut. Or that's like walking up to a woman with a suit. "What you got that man suit on for?" This men wear suits. So it's like, don't
Well, there's
be
definitely a
pleased.
double
That's
standard
like-
because women are allowed to wear men's shoes, men's clothing, men's haircut. They even have like they are allowed, but we know that's been the double standard forever. Women are allowed to look masculine. And it's actually more acceptable and it's more pushed. Like nowadays, it's like more, it's considered a form of empowerment for women to assume these more masculine roles, even in the workplace. So I think that that's very interesting.
And I wasn't necessarily offended when she said the her skirt thing, because at the end of the day, these are my clothes. This is what I choose to wear. Nobody runs my pocketbook. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I could care less. I wear jeans like a man. I wear leggings like a woman. It doesn't matter. This is what I want to wear. But I feel like that comment was in poor taste, because a lot of people forget that a lot of these gay men style some of your favorite artists.
Okay.
Do you think a gay man styles Cardi B? A gay man is doing Megan Thee Stallion's hair. A gay boy is styling Megan Thee Stallion. A gay boy is styling a lot of these people that y'all live for so much. A lot of women do not have other women stylists. A lot of these men are gay.
But whose fault is
like,
that though? I think that's the gay man's fault.
Hey, a job is a job. A coin is a coin. But what I'm saying is some people need to stop looking at gay people as accessories and start looking at us as people. At the end of the day, I'm a person. It doesn't matter what I wear or what I do. If I'm showing you respect, I respect the same in return. You don't have to agree with any of my life decisions. At the end of the day, this is not your life. Your car note is still due at the end of the month, just like mine. So my business is my business. I'm showing you respect in your space. Show me respect in my space. And I feel like when it comes to people making comments about gay people, people feel like gays are just overly sensitive, when it's really just a fact of respect. You saying stop wearing our heels and skirts, what's that got to do with you? That has nothing to do with you. That's your opinion. And if somebody were to say something to you, or if somebody were to say something about Wendy that was degrading to her as a woman or as a black woman, people would be canceling gays.
Okay,
So
but I do have to say this though. In the defense of that, I have to say this though, because it does seem as though I could understand where she could be frustrated as a woman when the only representation of gay men you start to see on TV is a Billy Porter, is gay men. And that's frustrating as a gay man as well, because it's like all of us don't look like that. And those are the only times that you see gay people celebrated, especially black gay men. They're either in drag or they have to be in some sort of heel or skirt. And then that's when these stereotypes and these different narratives of us just keep getting pushed and pushed. And then it gets these women to where they feel like they're starting to, even though we know that we're not trying to replace women, you know, you're not trying to replace a woman, you're just doing your thing.
Right,
However, it makes these women feel like, is the society trying to replace women with men? So then they get frustrated as well.
I get that point as well. And I feel like when Wendy, so I completely agree with you, but I feel like when Wendy said that whole menstrual cycle thing, I don't need a lesson in anatomy.
Right.
That's another thing that irritates me sometimes too. I don't need a lesson in anatomy. I'm a grown man. I don't need a lesson in anatomy. But I get what you're saying. But I feel like that whole like image is only targeted at black gays, because there are plenty of white gays who wear heels and skirts and nobody says anything to them. But black people have this image of black gay men that even though we are gay, we're supposed to always be in suits and ties or whatever the case may be, as if black people have no individuality. The black community tries to strip individuality from black gays because we already have a stigma of being a black man. So it's like, why would you want to be a black man and be feminine? It's almost like a double bullet in the shotgun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost, so they try to strip us of our individuality. When really at the end of the day, you know, at work, I dress in business casual. When I leave my house, I can go wear whatever I want. You get what I'm saying? But nobody comes with this energy to gay white men, which is why you see a lot of black gay men with white men in the industry. Why? Because nobody is going to question the black guy with the white man. But anytime you see two black gays, everybody want to turn their nose up when they walk into the room. And that's the problem that needs to be fixed.
Thank you so much, Carla. Yeah. Have a good day at work. Thanks, boo. All right. Shout out to you.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, yes, guys. So let's shout out to our sponsor. You know, speaking of all this blackness and our black women and our black men, well, black women, we do have an app for you guys, and I want you guys to all download this app. This is an app strictly for black women. It's called Ebony Life. Let's get into it. Looking for a safe space to talk with like-minded women? Well, you're in luck because Ebony Life is an online community built for black women. Oh yeah, I said it, for black women. Y'all got an app now, girl. They cover a range of topics and issues like health, beauty, relationships, and more. So head over to your app store and download the Ebony Life app and empower your sister. Didn't that sound like a BET? Didn't that sound like empower your sister? Didn't that sound very nostalgic how I did that? I felt one of them natural hair commercials or like somewhere like, BET, like back in the day where you used to listen to the Big Tick in the Basement, or what was that, the cartoon Wanda chick that used to like play the music videos? She was ghetto. I don't know. Anyway, I was in my little mood for that. I liked it that. So anyway, make sure y'all go download that app. She has sponsored this video, Ebony Life. So shout out. We love our black queens here. We love it. And I want y'all to go check out that app. And really, there's a community for you all. So it's free. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be on that app supporting one another and talking about all things black girl. All right. So get on there, support that app. Download it. It's on for the Android and it's for Apple. So get into it. And we want that to have 700 downloads, okay? All right. 563-3269. Yes, Sita. That's who it was. All right. 563-3269. You're live on the air.
Hello, yes. So I was calling to say the Summer Walker thing, I feel like is just so distasteful because she is an artist and she has a platform.
Story.
And I feel like she should know better to use her platform in that type of way. It's just distasteful for a woman to just come out and say that anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At least that's what I feel like. I feel like she always is, acting immature and kind of like childish. Like she wants attention, and then when you give it to her, she like hides. Like, come on, girl, put your, get your stuff together,
Mm-hmm.
So I think she needs a publicist. Like, do any of these girls have publicists?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know.
Apparently not. Because they would definitely advise them to maybe not say so many things like that because it's just distasteful to put it on your platform. But then going to the Wendy thing, my thing with Wendy is, Wendy is a veteran in this game, and she can say what she wants to say. It's her show. That's why she has the Wendy show. I mean, and look at so many people that say so many other things as far as political things on late night shows and different radio people like Howard Stern and things of that nature. So Wendy is in that type of business, and people just going to have to get a certain type of thick skin when it comes to her because she is here to stay, and she's also competing with other people. I heard Ellen DeGeneres, for some reason they keep battling back and forth. And so she's going to say things, and it is what it is to me. As far as what she said about the lady, my thing is this. Yes, people do have selective outrage, and I feel like that when that white lady said those things about Kobe Bryant, what did she say? She called it the L.A. niggers?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Where was everybody's outrage at that? Why didn't she have the apology, make an apology? Matter of fact, she still hasn't made one yet. So people are calling for Wendy to say this about the LGBT community and do this, but these other people can get away with saying even worse things. And Kobe wasn't even in the ground yet. He didn't have a funeral or anything. How could you come up with L.A. niggers?
No, stop saying that.
Like that?
And she did apologize.
I'm sorry.
She did apologize. And that went viral. People people were going in on her. They didn't play with her. They went in on that white lady. We drugged that white lady from head to hell.
No, I don't feel like they did because it was not on my timeline. I would have been enjoying it and I did not see any of it. But maybe I need to look again. Do you have it on your Instagram page?
No, but here's the thing. See, here's the thing. Are you a black person?
I plead the fifth.
I feel like you a black person or some kind of color person, because here's the thing. I feel like black people didn't care about what Wendy said about that white lady because they laughed. They don't give a damn about that white lady because I feel like some black people probably feel like, who cares? Finally, good. Let it happen to one of them. But we can't do that.
I'm sorry.
We can't do that.
Okay, but listen. Look.
I know you don't care about that rich white lady. I know you don't.
But no, that's not the point. I feel like that Wendy, so many other people do so many worse things. Why can't we say anything? Jesus Christ. Like, it was not that bad. It's not like she really put it together. Like, it was a corny joke. Like, it was almost like Beyonce's mom, Tina, when she does this corny joke Sunday or whatever it was. It was like, come on now. Wendy's like almost 50 years old. The joke was just a freaking dead joke.
But the lady just died yesterday.
Okay, but it's news. I'm sorry. I don't feel like.
Okay, now what if she did? What if she made What if she would have made a Kobe Bryant joke right after he died? You would have been pissed.
But the fact that she didn't, I hate when people try to forecast the future and things of that nature. Let's stick to the receipts. She just did this. Come on now. She just did this. And I feel like she wasn't bad. But that's what I had wanted to say though.
Thank you, caller.
Yes, and I also wanted to say, honey, I've been watching you, and I'm now following you on IG. I love your tea. I'm sipping it.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thanks for supporting. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
7931. Okay, let's text you there. 7931.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Boo?
Okay. Hey, Armon. Okay, so real quick for the last caller, she sounds crazy as hell. I don't even understand what she's trying to say because she knows she would have been outraged just like half the rest of the world was. Just like, girl, be quiet. I'm just gonna let that go because I don't even want to do that. First of all, Summer Walker been trash. Okay, like Summer Walker's been trash. She's been trash since she was talking about how she was going to give up her tour, but then because of your social anxiety and how much you can't handle and how you can't handle people touching you and being next to you and being around you because of energy, but in reality, you're the bad energy, and then you cancel half your tour, you cancel all the small cities, and then you still go to the big cities, which doesn't make any sense because your social anxiety, you will be around more people in front of a bigger crowd, but then you still get on Instagram half naked, popping your butt. I was about to say some other things, but doing all that extra, but you got social anxiety, and people always say, oh, it's social media, is different, whatever. She's been trashed since she did all that extra stuff back then, no refunds for tickets and all that extra stuff like that. So I don't understand why people are thinking there's a difference in her now. She's been trashed. Like, she has terrible energy. Like, she's always the one talking about energy and this and that, but I'm like, I think you bring the bad energy to yourself. You're negative. And it's like she doesn't care about her fans. That's the thing people fail to realize. No. Summer Walker definitely does not care about her fans, because if she did, she wouldn't have canceled their tour the way she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, Summer Walker has shown in a million ways that she don't care about her fans. So I don't know why people are still surprised and things about the things that she says. Okay, for Wendy Williams, let's not act like what that lady said was not wrong. I giggled a little bit when you played the clip. Yes, it was wrong. But I'm the same person that didn't feel like Gayle did anything wrong. I don't feel like Gayle did nothing wrong. She was doing her job, because people will be mad. People get mad at the interviewers that don't ask enough questions. Right. But when you get the interviewer that won't ask you them questions, then everybody want to be mad. Everybody want to be mad when you get the interviewer that asks those questions. So I don't get it. And that lady didn't do nothing wrong by asking that girl a question. She didn't do nothing wrong. Like, I had a whole argument on my Facebook, and people were trying to make up all these reasons and excuses why Gayle was so wrong and why Snoop Dogg had every right to talk to that lady the way that he did. And he didn't have no right to talk to that lady the way he did, because if somebody came at his wife that way, he would be upset. like telling.
Now,
telling that
what if Drew Carey or some white man get on there and call Wendy Williams a dog-headed nigger bitch for saying that about
Exactly.
that? Then what are we going to do? Then we going to be mad?
Exactly. Right. It's like I don't need everybody to keep that same energy. Like the first caller said, everybody got, and that's the post I made on my Facebook. Everybody got selective outrage. Y'all pick and choose which celebrities we can make fun of. People still making fun of Michael Jackson. He dead in the ground. We talk about his nose falling out. We talk about the stuff at Neverland. We talk about all that. Whitney Houston dead in the ground. We still talk about how she was on crack with Bobby, making jokes, making memes. This new memes about Whitney to this day. New memes about Michael to this day. So why do we get to pick and choose who we gonna laugh about when they make jokes about them being dead? That don't make sense to me. These people are stupid. People make jokes about who they want to, and then they get mad about who they want to. If it was Michael Jackson who she had said that about, Gail had asked the questions about, everybody would have had a kiki. But since it was Kobe and he just died and he's everybody's favorite and all of this right now, then it's all this extra. Bye to everybody in the chat. Y'all just mad because I'm speaking real. Period. So it just don't even make sense how these people have this selective outrage, this selective cancelism. Be the same, keep the same energy with everybody because y'all be acting weird as hell. And that's that.
Thank you, boo.
Bye. See you later.
Bye. All right. She said what she said. 5584, you live on the air. Let me see. Let me get your number. Let me pull you. 5584, you live on the air.
Hi, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. I see that there claims to be like a lot of sensitivity in the air, but honestly, I have to disagree because I feel like everybody's sensitive to something.
Yes.
Whether it be about your race, your sexuality, whatever, it don't matter. But my thing is, people really don't have boundaries on what they should and should not speak on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just, to me, like common sense. Like the whole thing with Summer Walker, yeah, it was wrong, and it probably did offend a lot of people with HIV, but I think deep down she knew that it was wrong, and she was just mad. I'm not saying that it's not that serious because I don't have HIV, so I can't relate, but I can understand how it could be serious to somebody with HIV.
Right.
Now, the thing with Wendy Williams, now, the first thing she said about, like, the gay men not being able to wear, like, heels and all that, I was sensitive to that. And only because, like, I don't sit up and berate, like, studs when they walk around here wearing, like, men's clothing. So, like, why is it that y'all...
That is true, too. That's very true. I never thought about that because we love Young M.A. and she gets to go everywhere and she dresses like a whole dude and talks about wearing a strap on, and that's so acceptable. But as a man, it's like, you know, you never hear somebody telling these women, stop trying to look like a dude. You don't hear them saying, Young M.A., you're not a man. That's interesting. Go ahead. Sorry to cut you off.
People do not like femininity, or they don't like femininity on or in someone that has a penis.
Okay.
Like, and it's like, I feel like it's true. Like I said, just based off, like, I don't never see nobody giving, like, studs the issue. Like, I have a boss that's a stud, but I have never had, like, a gay feminine man as a boss. Or, like, a trans woman as a boss. I'm like, that's so weird to me.
Okay.
But also, I wanted to address on how people feel like femininity is just meant for the woman. Not every woman comes into this world being feminine. That's why you do have some who are studs and you do have some who transition. There's not one woman in this world that's like, every woman in this world is not completely feminine. So I feel like for people to just keep trying to group femininity as something only for people with like a womb, I just feel like that's very ignorant. And I feel like it's also important for women, maybe black women, to know that, like, people aren't out here trying to compete with y'all. Like, I am very comfortable with the fact that there are cis women out here, real women, whatever they want to call themselves. I don't care. I don't look at these women as competition. I don't look at these women as, like, something or someone to tear down, because really, I don't even care. But the part that gets me the most is when they sit up and say things like, you know, like you don't have a period and all that other crap. Like that's cool and that's okay, but it's like, is that what just makes you a woman, is being able to have a period and have a kid? And if that's so, then why are there some women out here who actually go to doctors to be able to stop having a period? Like, I don't understand.
Well, that's a very good question. Maybe we'll get somebody to call in. So you're saying, you know, these women use their menstrual cycle as a form of as a weapon to say, this is what makes me a real woman and you're not. So you're saying a menstrual cycle should not define your femininity or your womanhood or your identity. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and then I feel like the only thing that defines you as a woman is you saying you're a woman, because there are trans men out here who have periods and they still call themselves men.
Okay. Well, thank you, caller.
Yeah.
Let's get into some things. If you know, I can hold you here and let's just see. I'll keep you on the line for a few minutes and we'll take some calls and let's see if someone wants to respond to that. 571-2926. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armon.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, so I did want to comment on the Summer Walker thing and the Wendy thing, but the caller that you just had on about saying that there's no understanding on a woman having a period to make them a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I don't have a problem if a man wants to wear heels or, you know, a skirt. I mean, the more power to you. If it look good on you, babies, by all means wear it. You know, I'm a black woman, and I'm not the type of woman that feels like either it's a competition, because to me, we're two different people. And on top of that, my only competition, the way I look at it, is when I look in the mirror, that's myself. Okay. Right. So that's not my deal. But I do feel like in Hollywood, I do feel like our black men are more feminized, to me personally, because I feel like when you see like white people in Hollywood, like the white men that are gay, you know, sometimes you can't even tell, or you know, even if you could, they still have that masculinity about themselves. They're still sexy, you know, like you, for an example. That's why I do like that you show a different thing for black people, because I feel like Hollywood tries to feminize our men.
Yes.
Now, some men like that. There's nothing wrong with that to me. If that's what you are, if you are a transgender woman, by all means, I accept it with open arms. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you and be the best that you can be at it, look the best, and feel great about yourself. I'm very empowering with that. Now, as far as the caller that said about women, you know, like, you don't understand. I remember when I first started my cycle in the 6th grade, having, like, crying with pain, crouched down, and, you know, not knowing what was going on with my body, but I was starting my period, and it was a painful experience. I remember wishing, like, being like, God, why didn't you just make me a boy? You know, because the pain was bad, you know, having to take medicine. No, for real. You know, so that's like something that only a cis woman would understand. You know what I mean? Like, yes. Going through that and having babies and just different things that we have to deal with as women, you know, discharge. You know what I mean? Just all different types of things that a transgender woman will not have to deal with. I'm not taking nothing from you, but when you say, I don't see, you know, why does that make you a woman? Then I agree with what you said to a caller earlier, that when you said you're taking away from the woman experience. You know, like, don't, I mean, I get it, baby, come on in, but don't push it. You know what I'm saying? Don't diminish what we have to go through as women either. Yeah. You know, so, you know, and every time we have sex, we have to worry about if we're going to get pregnant, or we got to take birth control pills, or, you know, so we won't, or, you know, y'all don't have to do that. And I'm not trying to take nothing away from you, but don't take it away from us either. You know, let's all be understanding and lift each other up as women as a whole. You know what I mean? I agree. So, so that's the difference with, I mean, that if it's that hard to understand, then I wouldn't know what to tell you, but that is what, you know, when you, that is what determines your X chromosome and XY. You're either going to get the vagina or I'm sorry, you know, you get that or you get that. And with each one comes different, you know, different struggles or whatever, you know, whatever you got to deal with in that role. Like, I can't say that I know what a transgender woman has to go through when she getting herself fixed up, looking good, having a tuck or having to do different things, you know, to get herself ready. So I wouldn't take that away from you. I wouldn't take away your walk, your walk. So don't do it to us as well. Let's all understand each other. So that's what I think for that. Now then, as far as the Summer Walker thing, I just think she's very ignorant. And anybody because then the other caller on there said, well, I don't have HIV, so I can't relate, but I can see how someone with it can relate. Do you have sex? Because if you have sex and you're black, then if you know anything, then you know that this is a disease that's on top of us. So every time I'm a married woman, every time I go and I get a check, I'll be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not a joke to me, and I know that it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. I know they say it's maybe a little higher with in the LGBT just because of, I guess, I don't know, the way that the sex goes. But then if you have that same type of sex in a heterosexual relationship, your risks are high, like that, or however it goes. But still, I know that it is something that anybody can catch, okay, if you're having sex. So to me, for you to say you don't have it, so you can't relate, see, that's why people getting it every day. Because you're not putting your mind there to say it's out there and I can get it. It don't matter. So to me, that was stupid for her to say that.
Because one of my friends one of my really good friends actually got it from a woman, and he's bisexual. He didn't even get it from a man. He got it from a girl. And he was trying to get pregnant. He was trying to have a baby, and then he got infected by a girl. Yep. So you've got to be very careful.
Exactly. And that's what I'm telling you. If I'm married, I'm telling you, I'm a married woman to a man. And, because you never know what somebody else is doing. So when I go, I even be a little nervous, so I'm not saying that because I'm a woman or heterosexual that I can't get it. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I know it's out there, and I know people do get it in heterosexual relationships or whatever. So, I go to the doctor and I'll be nervous. And I ain't doing nothing, but I'll be nervous, like, oh, Jesus, you know what I'm saying?
So do I, child. I just went for my full, me and my man, we go every year. We went and I went and got everything. We went and got the herb. But it's this thing that we have to do every year. And my thing is I get nervous too, because I'm like, you don't know what that person is doing when you're not around, no matter what. But, but we go and we get it done, and child, I'll be in like this. Right. But then I give him that look like, you better not be trying it. And then he give me that look like, you better not be trying it. I'm like, I know, but we go and get the whole full panel, everything. Exactly. But you got to do that.
Well, too.
But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But let's get into the Wendy Williams, and then so I'm gonna let this caller respond to you.
Okay, so with Wendy Williams, she's ignorant. That was so ignorant to say, and I'm just thinking, like, what is going on with her? Because every other day I turn around, she's saying something crazy. Now, I mean, like, how could you say that about somebody that just lost their life? Like, that, I totally don't agree with that. I don't care if you white, black, whatever. That's purple. That's crazy. You just don't say that. Like, what is wrong with these people? These people getting out of their bodies. But anyway, about that, so that's it. So we can bring him on.
Okay, go ahead and respond. Would you want to respond? Caller, hello? 5.
Okay. So I do want to rephrase the HIV comment. I wasn't saying it in a way where, like, oh, like, I don't have HIV, so, like, I don't care about it. I'm not saying that, not at all. And if it came off that way, I do apologize to anybody. One, I'm very aware of HIV and how it affects the Black community, and specifically Black LGBTQIA, that community, y'all know the letters. But I'm very aware. Like, I take PrEP every day to this day. And in general, I don't even have a lot of sex in general. It's very, like, I just have spurts and moments. Like, I literally just bought a vibrator.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
But no, I'm very aware of HIV. And then also, I'm not trying to take away nothing from the woman. Whatever the woman can have, she can have. I don't care. What I was saying, though, is that why do women feel the need to say that, oh, like, why do women always feel the need to put out there that they have their period? Like, we recognize that's their, like, I just really don't understand it. And like I said, one thing she did not touch on was that there are trans men out there who have periods. They don't let that define them as identifying as a woman. They still end up transitioning. They still end up identifying as a man.
Okay, caller, did you want to respond to that?
Yes. Well, I definitely didn't touch on the thing about the transgender women because we weren't talking about that. We were actually, and so you were bringing up that one particular thing. And I don't feel like it's really, I mean, I'm not a man to, go against, and I'm sure a man would have his own vices, or the transgender man would have her vices towards a natural born man. I can only speak for the woman, and I only speak for myself. I can't speak for all the other women. I just know that I just heard you say, well, I'm confused. I don't understand why a period makes them so much more of a woman. And so to me, I was just, I don't take it offensive. I'm just giving you my point of view as far as a woman and what we have to go through, our struggles, that comes along with being a woman. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what it is. And I don't know how else to explain it to you, but, like I was telling Armon, I don't know if you heard it, but, periods hurt. The cramp, that's pain, giving birth, infections that women have to deal with. It's just a different type of organ, just like, men have their different types of organs, and it's different things that we have to deal with that are different because we're different. The body
Something
is
says,
different.
somebody
So,
says
I
there's
mean,
nothing as a biological woman. A woman is a woman. That's a made up term. Okay. I don't really understand that one, but I wanted to read that out.
I don't either. Well, do they want me to say XX chromosomes and XY chromosomes? Maybe they'll get that better. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. My thing is just that there is a difference. So as far as that particularly, I was just trying to explain that to you or other people that don't understand. Now, if a woman considers herself transgender, I did makeup working at MAC, and I worked with transgenders, and I respected them, and I called, I had friends and girl, woman. I looked at her as a woman. But at the end of the day, Go ahead.
Do you have trans friends that are men, and do you still call them men?
No, that's what I just said. I had a trans friend. I was younger. This was years ago, and I looked at her as a woman. She considered herself a woman, and I considered her a woman.
No, I mean like a female to male.
Okay, hold on. No, we're gonna take some more calls. Hold on. Let me see. 2215, because we're getting down to the end. If you guys want to get on here, super chat your last four to the top. We have a full queue today. Okay, 2215. So if you absolutely have to get on today, we got about 10 minutes left. So you need to super chat your last four to the top. All right, 2215. You're live on the air.
Hi there.
Hey.
So a couple of quick things. One, I completely agree with the sentiment that we're all being a little too sensitive. Like, what happened to chirping and just roasting people? We all used to say horrible, inappropriate things. A lot of the times, people's coping mechanism when it's dealing with stress or dealing with difficult situations is to say something that's a little bit jokey or a little bit inappropriate. What's happened is that we become so sensitive that we've become so offended by basic things that we're offended by facts and truth as well. So I've actually worked with trans women, and I still have trans women friends. I still work with trans women, but we also have to respect the fact that biology does matter. So I'm not going to talk about periods because everybody comes back to that. I would like to know, when it comes to trans people and their opinions, what do they have to say about legality? So what I mean by that is, where I live, they've passed laws that have made it illegal for you to misgender or not use the gender that someone identifies with. It's still okay for them to call you the N-word, but if you were to call someone a he when they identify as a she, that's illegal. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but at what point will members of the trans community admit that there's a form of patriarchy kind of built into transgenderism? Because if you even as a gay man, Armon, you have a particular set of rights, but there are things that are off limits to you, especially as a gay black man. I think we can both agree on that.
Yes.
However, your needs and your rights supersede mine when you become a trans woman. So if I say, you know what, Armon, I'm not comfortable with you being in this change room with me. You need to stay out. No one's going to say anything. However, if you decide that, your name is Armana tomorrow and you decide that you're a woman tomorrow, because transition is a decision. Let's not play around with that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get to come into spaces that were traditionally designated for me, and my opinion about that no longer matters. So this is not only this has not only had a impact on legal issues in terms of what spaces that were specifically designated for women, but this also has a huge impact on education. So as a parent, you're slowly losing the ability to say, I'm not comfortable with my child learning about this. I'm not comfortable with them having this conversation at an early age. And the reason why they're pushing so hard for transgender ideology to go into schools is because it's easier for you to approach or kind of, for lack of a better word, indoctrinate someone into this ideology if you get them in kindergarten, if you get them in preschool. But what they're failing to recognize is that if you look at the statistics, the majority of trans women, and I think there's an element of transgenderism that's actually sexist and homophobic, because the majority of trans children, if they wait long enough, they end up being gay or lesbian, male or female, or they end up kind of growing out of it. But there's this entire push for people to transition their children, put their children on hormones that could actually chemically castrate their children. So back to the individual, I'm not sure how that individual identified, but when they were saying that they should be able to dress the way that they want, I absolutely agree. But we also have to recognize that you can do whatever you want in society. However, that does not mean that that the people around you will have no opinion about it. It is uncommon and it's unusual for people to see a man in a dress or wear a man with a full face of makeup. I'm used to it. I'm cool with it. But it's not usual. It's not recognized as quote unquote normal. And on top of that, we also have to respect that there are societal norms. If you decide to buck against the societal norms, let's not pretend they don't have impacts. So for example, the reason why a lot of African American women have an issue with transgender women, and I can't speak for everyone, but one of the issues that I've come across is I don't care that you're trans and I don't care that you date men who are into trans women. My issue is that particular man isn't living in his truth. So by you identifying as a woman or using the same terminology as me, he gets a quote unquote out by saying he's into woman. Meanwhile, he's sleeping with someone with a penis which puts me at risk. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So it's not a matter of me not respecting your rights. It's at what point do we get to recognize that women have a particular set of needs, biological women have a particular set of needs. Laws have literally been created to protect us, and now we're losing our rights to sports, we're losing our rights to safe spaces. Parents are losing their right to govern and parent their children because there's actual laws that have said that if your child expresses that they are transgender and you do not put them through the process of going through therapy to transition them, it's a form of child abuse. At what point are you going to stop and look and say your ideology is flawed because instead of it being based on what is good for the greater society and the needs and the necessities of absolutely everyone, you're so focused on the feelings, the emotions of one individual that you're trying to restructure an entire society around it, and it has devastating effects for everybody.
Okay. So listen, Carla, you said a mouthful and it was very, 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 very enlightening. And the people liked it. Listen, I'm probably going to take this clip and re-upload it. It would be very nice to have a transgender advocate to kind of go back and kind of have the conversation with you. So I'm probably, if there are any transgenders out there that want to get into some things, we will definitely be able to facilitate that. Would you be willing to come on a panel and talk about it?
Absolutely. Now keep in mind, one thing I do want to express, this is not me condemning trans women at all. I wholeheartedly understand that, as a trans woman, you have a particular experience and you have every right to live and breathe and be happy and be loved just like everyone else.
Yes.
However, we have to recognize that at some point when we start focusing as a society on the needs and the rights of the individual versus the needs and the rights of the collective, that's what you're seeing right now with the coronavirus. People have stopped being so globalist and they start going, okay, you know what? If we start letting foreign bodies into our society, we start to lose what makes our society unique. It's the same thing with womanhood and femininity and being a woman. If we start calling everything a woman, or sorry, I shouldn't say everything, everyone a woman, then we start to lose the spirit of what being a woman is. Being a woman is more than hair and makeup. It's more than breasts. It's more than a vagina. It's things that don't leave you when you age out of them.
Yes. Well, thank you, caller. I'm going to leave you on. Please email me. Email me if you're interested in doing it, because I think that you gave some very, very good insight. However, I can't give you, I would like a trans person to be present that I feel I could handle the conversation with you. So
sure.
This will be good.
Your email?
My email is the Armon Wiggins Show @gmail.com. So please email me and we can probably set that up. Okay. And I'll email you back, but I'm going to keep you on here for a second. I have a code Jim 6049. You're live on the air. 6049. You're live on the air. Hello.
Hey, Armon, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing, chilling, watching you. Listen,
Yes.
before I even get started, I want to say I still be watching you. I just want to, because lately I've been hearing you say, I'm tired of them people that's around here just because I squashed Tasha K and all that. I still be watching you. I just want to put that out there, okay?
Okay.
But look, I really liked your last caller and everything she was saying. And I just want to say real quick, just a little bit on what she's saying as far as the agenda. The whole overall agenda is the New World Order. That's the whole overall. And they cannot take over the planet, meaning the elites, unless men are very feminine. You will have no warriors. You will have no one fighting them. And I talk about this a lot all the time, okay, what the New World Order is. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But basically enslaving every fucking body to the teeth, okay?
Okay.
But if you can bitch everybody out, you know what
Hey.
I'm saying, and they don't fight. Oh, I forgot you can't cuss. I'm sorry. Okay, then that's what that's about. But back to what you were talking about. I was calling about Wendy Williams when she said the comment about the don't wear the dresses, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And I feel like it was so harsh for her to say specifically. If I was a part of the LGBT community, I would have been upset because I feel like they built her. Wendy would be nowhere and nobody without that community. It is the LGBT community that supports her, that has her thriving. And for her to come out of her mouth like that after she supports the gay males, number one, she advertised this makeup and stuff on her channel, and she'll say, ladies, come get it. And you fellas who like it, you can come get it too. Little stuff like that. So first you want to say, oh, it's all good. Come and buy these products that my sponsors and things have for you gay men. But then you want to turn around and flip the script one day, and then your true feelings come out about how you really feel about us. That's how I would have took it if I was a part of the community. And dare I say that's insensitive, and she could have just parked that back. She didn't have to go all deep like that. You know what I mean? So that's my whole feeling about Wendy Williams. But I didn't know that she said this as well about Drew Carey, girlfriend. When I dug deeper into the story, because I saw that what happened was, which is horrible, which Wendy, she wrong for this. The girl was running from her stalker ex-boyfriend. He was the one who pushed her down. He got arrested for it or whatever, right? And so Wendy should know about domestic abuse allegedly with Mr. Hunter, right?
Right.
So for her to say some mess like that, I'm like, girl, are you trying to get canceled? Are you really don't want this show no more?
Right.
And you got renewed. I think you're trying to get out of that contract, girl, because you're doing too much.
Yes.
So I thought that was a little hypocritical. That's all I got to say about that. So, but I love your show. I appreciate you so much, and keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much. All right, because I want everybody to be able to watch this replay, I hope that caller emailed me. Hello, did you email me or email me after the show? I'm going to wrap up now, okay?
I'm emailing you right now.
Okay, good. So then we'll set up a time where we can try to get this going, okay? Thank you so much for calling in. Let's shout out to our...
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Let's do this real quick because she was very insightful. Let's shout out to her one more time. Looking for a safe space to talk with like-minded women? Well, you're in luck because Ebony Life is an online community built for Black women. Oh yeah, I said it. For Black women. Y'all got an app now, girl. They cover a range of topics and issues like health, beauty, relationships, and more. So head over to your app store and download the Ebony Life app and empower your sister. All right, so there's that. I want to thank you guys all for subscribing. If there's any transgender females that would like to try to come on and get on to a conversation and get into some things, email me at thearmonwigginshow@gmail.com. And we can talk about it. So let me know. I would love to do a panel with you guys and see what the tea is. Oh, well, shout out to Rico. Thank you for your Cash App. Shout out to Fanon. Shout out to everybody who has contributed to the chat today. Shout out to everybody who has skipped the line. If you didn't get through, you always can super chat your last four to jump to the front of the line.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
I love you all. Please subscribe. We have hit 70,000 subscribers and we're quickly on our way to 71,000. So shout out to that. I love you all. Until next time, be easy, be cool, stay breezy, stay black. Ungawa, Black Power, forever. All right. I love y'all. Bye.